in their team. He goes 27, 8, 12. Joel Embiid still does Joel Embiid. Anyways, we'll just wait for this thing to get started.
All right, man. So we back
Ooh,
in full
uh-oh.
effect for another episode of the APF podcast, episode 142. It is the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system, aka the coach.
It's your boy going forward. Hope you guys have had a good start to your weekend. It's cold out here in Texas, especially Houston. Let's get
Some
right into it.
somehow,
I do
somehow,
want to. I do want to say one thing very quickly. Anthony Davis is going to be out another 4 to 5 weeks with his foot injury. So there you go.
uh, there's a reason why I haven't watched any Laker games because this depressing news. 4 or 5 more weeks of losing. That's it. That's it. But I did see that Reese's Puffs guys commercial.
Mm-hmm. Oh
That
yeah,
showed.
look on.
Yeah, I did see that, and
Yeah,
it's
go on.
a bunch of flashbacks.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let's so James Harden, had a decent game. Like 5 threes, 12 assists, and 27 points, and does what he always does. I mean, there's not really much to say. I think this tandem will be more effective than Simmons and Embiid, even though Simmons was taller. But I feel like that tandem would have been more effective if Simmons could score. Because we know he can pass, but the scoring ability is just not there, and that is something that. But his defense is there. That's the thing. That's
Yeah.
funny.
It's true.
I forgot. I forgot to turn on the washer.
Oh well, they're the Sixers look like as good as they've looked. I was not surprised. Look, who know? I just think Harden now is. I think he's in the better position with this team than really the Nets because I do think having two rather than three is a lot easier, and he has the ball more, and he also has a big man he can give it to. Now people are really double teaming Harden. When they do those pick and rolls, him and Embiid had an open three.
All
Joel
right,
Embiid.
I am back. So,
All right, well you can continue.
oh no, you can continue.
Oh, Harden really made Joel Embiid easy. He had 34 points, 10 assists, very efficient shooting. He talked about how it's the most open he's ever been. Obviously, another shot at Ben Simmons. But I was just saying that I think Harden's going to be better off being here than with the Nets because it's 2 to 3. He has the ball all the time, anyways. He doesn't have to deal with multiple. And also the other his Embiid's a big, so it allows him to have the ball even more than he could have with the other two guys. The other two guys are perimeter players, so they have to have the ball and they can pick it up and dribble it down the court. Now with Embiid, he can do that all. He had two other guys had very good games yesterday. Tyrese Max looked good. Tobias Harris looked good. Everybody looks good. I just think that the 76ers are going to win this trade because I believe the Philadelphia
I mean,
76ers.
they're gonna win that trade by far. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, well, we have to see what happens at the end of the year, playoffs. If everything goes according to plan with both teams, let's see how far. Because the truth of the matter is, unlike other trades where it takes about 2-3 years in terms of maybe the age of those players are relatively young. You've got one pretty old player in Harden. In consideration of like a Simmons who's only 25 years old. So, with Harden, it's a win now proposition. And so I very quickly, I think this year we're gonna see how well that trade worked. But I think the Sixers got the better bet. Again, you traded a guy who can't score for a guy who can score. Yes, your defense is worse, but the name of the game is scoring, and they can do that. You've got Danny Green, you've got Joel Embiid, you've got Matisse Thybulle, and if Harden can just play complementary defense, they'll be fine. So I liked his debut. He looked good. Had a 4 point play. He was making those threes, and we'll see how it goes.
so I want to bring up a topic about Zion. So as we know, Zion is out again, and right now he's played a total of 85 games, and he started also 85 games. And you have Greg Oden, who was one of the top prospects back in '07, the '08 season, '07, '08 draft. He got number one, and he didn't play that year. And Zion got drafted, and he played his first 2 years and hasn't played and didn't play this season. So my point is, he Greg Owens played a total of 105 games over 7 years. Whether he played, whether he missed those 4 seasons and played three, so he's been in the league for like 7 years, and he played only 105 games. And that also happened because he got like a knee injury in his first year. Played the next two, then missed the next three, and played the last one where the Miami Heat went to the final. So my thing is, my whole point is, how long will Zion change his body to adapt to his weight? Well, will he change his weight to adapt to his height? Meaning, is he going to get a little bit slimmer, or is he going to, or is he just going to have to change up what he does now? Because he is he has a very promising future in his league. He's putting up numbers that I've never seen, that we haven't seen in a while. So what I think he should do is he's got a cut. He's always got a cut. That's the first thing. He's got to cut down a little bit because he's 6'7". He's 285. Yes, he's dominating, but the domination at that weight you cannot do forever. You just can't. I mean, look at LeBron. He's 6'8". He's like what, 250, 240, 250 at most. And look how long he's been playing. But the thing is, LeBron started in the paint, but then he also has the outside game. That's the thing. So I don't know if and also JJ Redick said some crazy he was talking a little crazy about him. I don't even know what he said, but I think he's got to adapt, because this is he's got way too much of a future to end up like Greg Oden. And Greg Oden only lasted 3 total years in the league, and he's been in there for 7. So and this is like Zion's like 3rd year, but I don't think it's gonna happen like Greg Oden. Greg Oden was tall. What was he? What was Greg Oden, like 280 or some shit? Like 7 feet tall?
Yeah, he was 287 feet.
Yeah, he was yeah, he was 7. He was 7 feet 250. So he was lighter than Zion, and he's 7 feet tall. So, and also we have to take into account that their knees are different. Their foot, Zion has had like foot injuries. Greg Oden has had knee injuries. So we also have to take into account that they are both different sizes for different positions, and they do different things. So what do you think that needs to be changed about Zion if he wants to last at least like 15 years in the league or more?
Well, I just think that he needs to lose the weight. That's just the truth of the matter. He really does need to lose the weight if he can do that. But um, he doesn't. If he can't lose that weight, he's not going to last. That's just the truth. Even this year, he may need another surgery to fix it. So he's got a lot of issues. But mostly he needs to lose the weight. Really got to lose it. You have to become slimmer. I mean, 250, 240 at that size, okay. Because that's what LeBron was at some point. Remember, LeBron's even taller than him, never weighed that much. So he needs to lose the weight and be able to keep the explosion and power. And also, you need to do better with talking to your teammates, or at least to CJ McCollum, because you're talking about JJ Redick, and he said that Zion is more of a detached teammate. He's not always commanding the room and kind of keeps to himself. And he's the guy. He's the future. He's the team. Like if people want to go to that team to play, they're going to him. So he needs to be a lot more about that. And Redick said he told Zion, and I believe JJ Redick. I don't think JJ Redick has been in the media game so long that he's just telling things that aren't true. He probably did tell Zion these things, and that's also things Zion has to work with. But the number one thing is he needs to lose about 60 pounds. I mean, Charles Barkley has said it before, talked about his own struggles with weight and how he had to lose weight to be able to play the years he did play in the NBA. So I just think that's what you have to do. And if he can do that, then that'll be good. But we will see uh, about that. Really, how good he's going to be. Oops, sorry about that. How
He talked to CJ McCollum 2 weeks after he joined the team.
he only talked to him after what's his face after JJ Redick brought it up. Then he talked to him because CJ McCollum made it known that no, I have not talked to Zion. So that was wrong. You should have talked to him, but he didn't. And so, Jay Redick said something. Well, CJ said it, and Jay Redick then he talked to him. So that's the number one thing. He needs to just get healthy. That's really it. Because healthy, I mean, this is a top 20-25 player already.
And he needs to. That's why you have teammates there. That's why you have a whole team there for a reason to help you with these type of things. You have a bunch of trainers, you have a bunch of nutrition people there. But and if he's not willing to take the help, if he's not willing to go and want to change, then that's on him. He's on the end of a what if success story like Brandon Roy. What if Brandon Roy had played like 15 years? He would have probably been on the NBA 75 team had he lasted like 16 years in the league. But because of the injuries, that's what kills him. Greg Oden, the same thing too. What would have happened if Greg Oden had lasted like 12, 13 years in the league as a big man? Same look at Yao Ming. Yao Ming had a decent he had one of the most craziest careers in for a short amount of time in history. Made All-Star. What do you do? Made All-Star team every year.
Yeah,
Start 2000, bro. And
he made it every year.
he's on the 75 team, and he did that in the 8-year span. So
Yeah, you probably would be on the same 5 team if because back then because he used to count like China or whatever, so he would win. He would get into the All-Star game every year. This is when they used to do fan voting, take China into effect. Um, well, they still do now, but it was obviously more apparent because he came into the league. But yeah, I mean, he was whatever, 8-time All-Star. I guess you could really look up to make sure how many times he was, but at least 6-time All-Star.
yeah, he was made 8 times, but he didn't play in 2010 and 11.
Did he make any All NBA teams?
Yeah, he only made like 4 or 5.
Wow, that's a lot. And now obviously
he made 5 times. Yeah,
5 times, just all the different ones.
All made 2003, 0203 All Rookie and an 8-time All Star. That's it.
You don't know if he was first team, second team?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I can.
Okay. Well, yeah. He didn't make the All 75, right? Yeah, he did.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he can't. He wouldn't. He'll probably make the 100. He can't. He probably won't make the whatever. I mean, you just have to think about it. You have to think about
he made the third team twice and the second team. The third team 3 times and the second team twice. He never touched the first team.
Yeah, because there was Dwight Howard and Shaquille O'Neal and at least those two. No, Shaquille O'Neal, then Dwight towards the middle part of his career. But yeah, I mean, it's Zion has the potential to be a 100 player. A top NBA 100. Like 24 years.
I feel like the generation of this basketball is going to be the next 25 on there.
I mean, pretty much it's Luka, John Morant, Jason Tatum, Trey Young, maybe Devin
Joel,
Booker, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic. Yeah, I mean they already are. You already got. You
yeah,
probably got the
Carl,
next
Carl
25
Anthony
anyways. Yeah, that's a. But he needs to get a lot more accolades. The other people I would talk about are shoo-ins, in my opinion. Karl Anthony Towns needs to make more All Star games or win the
Oh,
championship.
Zach Levine. He's
He
a
needs to make more All Star games as well. He's got to make more. You probably need. I mean, I'm sure that there's a article talking about the average amount of All Stars, All NBAs that the NBA 75 team is. That's what you would need, and only Luca, John Morant, and Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid. Those are people off the top of my head that are like I believe shoe-ins because they're top 10 players. They're gonna continue to make All-Star games and All NBAs. I mean, Luka's been it's gonna be All NBA player again probably this year if he continues the way he's going.
he's probably gonna be in the second team.
Second team, he's been it every year outside of his rookie year for both those things. John Morant's going to probably make All NBA this year as second team most likely because Chris Paul would have probably made it, but he's hurt for 8 weeks, so he's done. So, and then you've got Luka is going to be third team. You got Luka's going to be MVP guy. So there's just a lot of things that are there. But yeah, I mean Zion should be talked about. Zion made the All Star in this first season of actual full play, and so that's really the big thing is he's got to lose the weight. If he cannot lose the weight, there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to talk about. He's got to play games. He must play games. He's got to lose the weight. If he cannot lose the weight, it's over. I don't care how good you are. Like the other two guys, Brandon Roy, Greg Oden. Brandon Roy had like bad knees that happened. His knees went bad. Unlike Dwayne Wade, who got like a surgery and was able to manage it while good enough. Like Brandon Roy's knees.
What Wade did was he got surgery to not fully repair his knee because he knew that even if he did, he would still have problems. So he just said, "I'm just not fully repairing my knee."
Yeah. So he decided not to fully repair his knee. He was able to play enough years to be on the team. Brandon Roy just had like arthritic knees or something. His knees were bad. Like they were like the knees of a 30-something-year-old. He was like 24, 25. His knees were like 10 years older than his actual age or his body's age. So, he had unfortunate things going. And Greg Oden just had like it's funny, he had no problems in college really, and then he plays in NBA, he starts having knee issues. And unlike Joel Embiid, remember Joel Embiid got went this way too. Joel Embiid had the issues early on.
Oh yeah, yes he did. Yes he did.
But luckily he was able to get through those and become the player he is now and all that. But Greg Oden was unlucky. Greg Oden unfortunately got the short end of stick and run his screwing over. There's always a statistic if you look at it that with LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy, and Greg Oden played games, that team was a top 2 team in the league. That was a team that was successful. So, it was always unfortunate to see what happened to those guys, and see how their careers went. But if Zion doesn't want to go that way, he's got to lose the weight. That's it, pretty much.
I know. DeMarcus Cousins was another story. That he was a dominant big man, and look what happened. Where is he now? So it's like at the it's like he just fell after Sacramento he just fell after New Orleans he just fell off completely.
He got injured. He's never been the same. Like like he is. It's a pretty simple thing. Like before the injury, he was an incredible player. I mean, he was averaging like 25 and 12. Like him and Anthony Davis are averaging exact same numbers. And both didn't they make the All-Star team that year?
2018.
So so they both made it. So he was well on his way to being a Hall of Famer and being maybe a top NBA 100 player. Because I don't know, he probably would have not made this one. Obviously, that you would have had to win a championship like that Golden State championship. If you won that, like maybe, and also had the at the All NBAs and All Stars, but that's over. I mean, he's so degraded. All that Achilles took basically all his youth, man. It really did, and that can happen sometimes. You know, that's why you're so lucky. You see the what happened to, Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, that they look somewhat pretty much the same players. Like it's because they're number one, they're smaller athletes. And number two, they got, I guess they had good surgeries and they had the time. But unfortunately, DeMarcus Cousins, be as big as he was unable to recover, and his career is basically over. He's just a guy that you just have.
Yeah, he could. It is after it is after New Orleans that he could have that he just fell down. He played what team? What team did he play for?
Who did?
I'm trying to figure out what team. Oh, so he played. Okay, yeah, he played Warriors and Rockets and Clippers and Bucks and Nuggets. So he was just going through every
Yeah,
team.
because every team don't want him. I mean, well, I can't. Well, because he can't stay on one. He signed a 1 year deal, and he wasn't very effective for any of those teams. Really, to be honest, because he can't play any defense. The same thing is going to happen to like Enes Cantor, or Freedom, whatever. Like, yes, yes, he does not play good defense either because he doesn't want to, or he really is inept. And yeah, when you go out there and start talking about China and stuff, yeah, people are gonna be like, we don't want you. But that's what happened to what's his face, to DeMarcus. He doesn't play defense well, unfortunately. So hopefully he can, hopefully he can win a championship here and there, and maybe make a Hall of Fame thing. But unlike Dwight Howard, who had his entire prime and had all the All NBAs and the Defense Player of the Years and All Stars, he wasn't able to get that. It's not like he got injured at like year 12 or 13 after all the accolades. He got injured, and he was like 20 something. He got injured and never been the same.
So as we 2K22 WWE's been coming out, and we've seen some gameplay footage going all over the net, all over YouTube, and I'm liking what I'm seeing actually. It is a game where they actually it actually looks different from the past because I've obviously played 20, 19, 18, 17. I know what each one looks like, and within each year, 17 was it was okay, a little scuffed. Then 18 improved. Then 19 kind of looked the same. Then 20 improved a little bit. But they have some weird uh some weird mechanics going on. I have like I even showed you some weird shit that had went on during my matches, and basically, I think the game still has yet to be fixed because in a triple threat, if I'm fighting a CPU at the same time, okay, like I put one person down and I start attacking the other guy, then they get them instantly. That's not normal. To me, that's not a normal. That shouldn't really be going on in the game. And even though I changed settings to have the downtime a lot longer, they still get up instantly. And when they both get up at the same time, why are they not attacking one another instead of literally locking onto me like it's a handicap match? That is probably going to be in the game still. The 2K Showcase mode is going to be focused around Rey Mysterio. He's been in the business for 22 years now. I think he started in 90. He started like 98 or 99 or something, or 97. It's either Either one. Other than that, he's been in league. He's been in there for almost over 20 years, and some of the matches that I've seen there, I did not expect. And some of the ratings that were revealed is don't really make sense. I mean, he's got his own character. He's got his own character model from December 2009. That was like in 87, 88. Some it's some some rating that shouldn't be there for the simple reason that he has his own character. He has his own character model from that month. If you have your own character model from that month, you should have at least 90 because you must have done something that month. But that month he faced Batista and Undertaker, and one of them was I think for the world heavyweight title. Some, but the one thing I'm interested in is the my GM and what should have always been in there for a while. My GM should have always been in there for years, but as we know, just like with the NBA, WWE, they like to take shit out. They like to take stuff out and put it on the backboard. They like to put in stuff new, and it don't really make sense to put in there. So I'm expecting is for me not to get pissed, not to get pissed off at this game, and for it to not be the same gameplay that I've always played. I don't know if you've seen it, but bro, I think Roman Reigns had like no back tattoo, and he had a back tattoo. So I guess that was a little gameplay. What's it called? Not the final build. Yeah, the final build. Yeah, the final build.
I mean, I thought really what needs to hit is the my GM because that's probably the one part of their game that really is important to have. You really gotta make sure that mode is as robust as it can be. Because Madden has that. Like Madden is the more people love to play is Ultimate Team, and they like to play, and they like the whole having leagues and shit because they control everything. And so if the my GM works well and the gameplay is good and the mechanics work well and they strike a balance between fairness, between realism and having fun, and they can provide a good update balance for the games. I still believe that they should really at least every couple of months refresh the game with all the new different places. I mean,
to go on that, they should. It's like what NBA does. NBA 2K. They literally refresh my team for every couple weeks or a month with new content. WWE has done that.
Yeah, it's hard for them really to try and probably do it that way because they don't have my team. Now obviously same people make this game, but they don't have like a team of like wrestlers you can like do whatever. I just think they should. I know they probably have to go. I don't even know if they even go to any of these pay-per-views to actually get the pay-per-view in the game. You just see it to me. It just looks like they probably just watch the thing and they're like, "Let's build." I mean, maybe they go. I don't know. They've never explained how they.
I know. I've seen it one time where they actually watched the product, watch all the superstars.
Yeah, I know they
watch, but I don't know if they actually go there.
Okay, well, if they watch and there's no excuse as to why they are unable to have, like, they should have, like, this game also have this year's WrestleMania. Like, luckily for them,
it doesn't.
They're gonna release this game like after this WrestleMania. Hopefully it should be in.
It's gonna be March 11th.
So when does WrestleMania come out?
April 2nd.
Oh, okay. So I still think they should have this WrestleMania with the other one. I guess.
I think they have the 37, not this year. even though they could make an update and put 38 in here. And
Well, they should be able to make an update, but they don't because who
exactly,
knows?
that's the thing that they
Uh,
lack. They lack
like if
on.
they literally just watch these things, then they should be able to do that. Always been a pet peeve of mine is that I'm not. I'm just. You at least should have WrestleMania. Look, I get you can't maybe do the other pay per views. I don't blame them for that, but you should have two WrestleManias every year because you know your game's always going to come out like after a WrestleMania, which was last year's. Like they didn't do this year's game, last year's game, so that's why this year's WrestleMania there should be two. There really should be two. No, come on, man. The over you when the game they should really just make it. Like it doesn't take long. It does not take long. You watch it. You're like, okay, here we go. Here's the new WrestleMania. Like I loved it when they had like the whole Undertaker thing. They had like they
Oh
had like WrestleMania 30.
yeah,
Was that 30? And like 29 or
actually, it
something.
wasn't really 30. It wasn't 30. It was like a makeshift version of 30.
A makeshift version of 30. But they roughly was pretty accurate anyways. I mean. Um, but I just that's always been a pet peeve of mine with 2K games. They just don't. They never have the full.
So yeah,
Uh,
the 2K14 they had 30, 29, 28, 27, 20. They had every single one
yeah,
to
I
celebrate
mean,
30 years of WrestleMania.
yeah, because I wasn't it because of something. It wasn't because of specific something. I think.
Yeah, it was because they had a 30 years of WrestleMania game
Mhm.
of a mode where you played through all 30 you played through all 29 WrestleManias of the most memorable matches from those manias.
Yeah, I already know this year they're not gonna have this year's WrestleMania, but they really should. I don't think you should wait a whole year for
I
that.
mean,
They're always behind.
if they have like a whole calendar year to, yeah, they have like 9 months to be able to put that in there. I don't, I
I
don't know.
get why because if they were to do this, the other game would be rendered obsolete. Fine, but I think the WrestleMania that's a little bit different. I think you should have all the two WrestleManias that you've missed. You missed last year's one, then you're gonna add that in, and then you should have this one too. I mean, you should just make an update. It's really easy, really easy to make an update for that. But it's to each their own.
Yeah, at the end of the day, at least what really matters is that they're getting the gameplay right. I mean, I've seen some gameplay, and now there's no more. You can actually bob and weave in that game. If you go in the direction of the punch, if the punch is coming, if the punch is going left and you go right, you miss. If the punch is going right and you go left, you miss. If you there's no more reversal slots because they did this because whoever hits first is already on the back burner. They're getting spammed like with 20 punches in a row, and then they're on red health. Then they hit their signature, their finisher, and then they're done. So now both sides have no reversal slots. So that means that you can go on you go on a reversal frenzy, and you can get out of like all of you can get out of you can use it. You can even get out major reversals. So if you're in the suplex, you're about to get suplex, you can get out of that suplex and go on the attack. And
Yeah,
there's like light and heavy combination attacks. So when you press wherever console you're on, you press square. You can do square, and then triangle or square, triangle and square. A bunch of combination moves for each and every character. So I am, and there's a whole bunch of other controls also. That's a lot. So I am interested in seeing how this all is going to work out because I will say this, and you've seen firsthand that CPU, even on legend difficulty, still gets the ass kicked and doesn't put up much of a fight. Man, I don't really touch online because online is too laggy for me. I'm not, and I have way more fun playing, doing my own thing than doing online. So I mean, I'm not against anybody that plays online personally, but me, I don't really do that because after I tried it one time with SmackDown versus Raw 2009, I never went back because it was just too. This is way too much. I think the paying system that back then was a bit high. Like you press a button and then it's delayed. So that's why I really didn't touch it no more. But 2K22, it looks different, and I'm also excited for the showcase mode because it goes through Ray. It's going through. This is like Rey Mysterio. Like Rey Mysterio is the one that picked all these moments, and some of the moments that he picked, I was not. I knew it was going to be there, but others, I was surprised that they were there because I'm not saying that they ain't mean nothing to him, but as a fan that's seen those moments, it's like why is that in the game? You know why is like for example like Dolph Ziggler, he faced Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam 2009. I was like, why is it in there? That doesn't that what you call it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really like a oh yeah. It's like it wasn't really like a oh yeah moment like him versus Eddie at WrestleMania 21 like that moment. That was like a very iconic and classic match that they had. So, it was his choice, and he made the choices of the matches he wanted to see, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with showcase. Like, how is it going to look? Or are we going to go from? I think we're going from. I think what they're doing is they have like the game, and then they're going to transition into the actual match that happened. I think that I think that's what it looked like in my opinion, and I think that's what they show. So who knows?
Okay.
So is that all that we? You got anything else before we dip?
What was there? I thought I saw something a little bit interesting. Oh yeah, I remember. Buddy Hills played very well for the Indiana Pacers, so that's great. Very happy for him. Got off that, the Kings and all that. Uh, De'Aaron Fox has had his NFT stuff is a bust. It failed pretty hard. That's unfortunate for him.
What about his NFT?
Let me see. Let me see because I read about it. It was on the Athletic,
Did
anyways.
he have an NFT?
Yeah, he had like Swipe of the Fox NFTs.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it was pretty failure. Nobody actually fucking bought the thing. Um, gamers don't like NFTs,
no.
all kinds of stuff.
I would. I
Some
mean,
people say some.
I'm not surprised nobody bought it. I mean, no offense to De'Aaron Fox, but you haven't been really popping off as I thought he would be. Versus someone like LeBron. Now, if LeBron James made NFTs, those things would be those things would be sold out, and people will hold them for millions of dollars, trying to make a quick thing.
Yeah, NFTs. That's how they're meant to be, which is you're supposed to hold them. Um, Supposed to hold them so that they can make money for you over time. So hopefully they can do. Hopefully that will work the way it works. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I'm here trying to see if there's really any other stories or anything quickly. I've been playing Destiny. I've been playing Destiny, the Witch Queen, and the story is really really good. They did a great job with improving the game. They did some big changes to the different what would I say, to the different subclasses, so that was fun. Heat's Nets game. Wow, they played Grizzlies Celtics. So that's interesting.
So supposedly, okay, he supposedly kept the investors' money and postponed the NFT, his NFT scam, his NFT project.
Yeah, that's what it said too. And also, he said he didn't like he delegated some of the stuff to other people, but he didn't really. like what they're doing, but I just think, look, if you're not all in with it, and you give to somebody else, you're just asking for trouble. Damn. What else I would say? What
I don't know
else?
why he would start that. Why he would start producing that in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
Why,
I
why
don't know
it
either.
was released in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I don't know why he would. I just think he should have probably not. Just don't touch NFTs, man. NFTs have a bad, mostly because I don't think people understand what they are, and number two, they're like,
I would say just worry about making your money other way. I would just say worry about buying NFTs instead of
yeah,
making it.
man, shit. You saw Ice Poseidon. He did the fight. He literally 500K took his people's money, man. He took his fans' money, 500K. Then he got caught by that white dude who does the whole like.
They try to buy NFTs often.
No, they actually funded his coin. He had a coin,
Oh,
like a creator coin, and then they like straight up failed. Like nobody's business. Was surprised it fucking failed. Like, dude, like people, stop buying their shit, man. Stop giving money to
all these creators
these creators, man.
projects, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
man. Their projects are not worth it, dude. They're gonna
Ice
fucking.
Poseidon looks like he would start a scam and try and take your money. He
I
would
mean,
make
he literally said he would, anyways, and he kept making jokes about it. Then he really did it. Then he got caught. Then he's like, "Yeah, they're all idiots, and I'm still taking their money because there's no consequence of possible jail time. Like, there's nothing there, bro. Like, he can just be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take your shit," and you can't do nothing. Like, there's no jail time. There's no nothing. I'm not going to jail, so it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. But people keep giving them money. They really do. I don't know why. They love to give people money. Like, why would you ever put money in creator coin? I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna buy. I'm not gonna put money into a creator coin, dude. The coins always suck. One and number two, they always fuck you over anyways. These people got fucked over, man. Got fucked over putting their money in a coin that wasn't. You're not supposed to do. Like, nah, you're not supposed to put your money in the contract that he can control. He controls that contract. Like, but people keep putting their money. Then what's her face? Mia Makova. She did some crazy. No, Riley. No, was it Riley? Yeah, Riley Reed. Was it Riley Reed? Who did who? There's a adult film star who did an NFT project. Got mad because people were calling out her shit, and then like took all their money and shit. I mean, it's so weird. How many times I told these fools stop putting your money in these things? Keep your money to yourself, or whatever. But that's a
they
big
will.
problem right now in the world.
Was I think it was Lana Rhodes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Lana Rose. There you are. You're right. She got like all like flustered because people were like, I don't even know what if there's really any kind of like actual what you call mean comments. But she said like mean comments got to her, and she like canceled it and
Bro,
took their
she
money.
made 1.5 mil
Yeah, man.
from her crypto project,
Yep.
and then she pulled the rug, and then she pulled the plug
Yep.
on it.
Yep. I don't feel bad. Like they're idiots. Like, bro, stop putting. They always put their money in that dumb shit. They always do. They always do. You're like,
They was going for 260. Damn, bro.
yeah, they go for so much Ethereum, and then you're like, oh,
She
why would you?
I mean, she deleted her Twitter, so that's how extra she was.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she just pulled the biggest douchebag job ever. Like, she ain't gonna be on Twitter for a while. She literally took people's money on it. It's nobody's problem.
That's money that people believed in your project, and then you took that shit.
Yo, they took that shit, man.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's big. Yeah, Uncharted. The Uncharted movie did well, making lots of money. Very happy for that. Very happy for that. It made lots of money, and I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be online pretty quickly, or just I'll just buy the actual thing. But I'm very happy that the Uncharted movie made money. I'm happy that it was successful. A lot of people like it. The critics may not like it, but a lot of people like it because people are not easy to please, but they like it was an action movie with Tom Holland, so that works. And hope they're gonna make more movies, and I'm here for it. So that's about it for me. There's nothing really else to talk about.
Yeah.
Obviously you have the big situation with overseas, so but you get the
Oh yeah.
news.
Yeah. Russia, Ukraine. No, not gonna get into all that because
Yeah, man.
I like my life and I don't want to get bombed. So
I mean, well, they can't bomb us. We have nukes. Here's a quick thing you'll learn about the world is if you have nukes, nobody's gonna really fuck with you. Like, there's a reason why Ukraine got. Ukraine has no nukes. They have no nukes, and then I guess the whole NATO thing or whatever. But it just seems like Putin always wanted to invade and take over their country or whatever. So that's it. But if you have there's a reason why North Korea is never going to get anything by the U.S. because they have nukes. If people have nukes, that is end of the world level type of stuff. That is what every country has. That's why we will never get bombed. No, we're never going to get Pearl Harbor ever again. Like, no country will ever do that because all we'll do is send our people there, then we'll nuke the shit out of them and glass them out of existence. That's what we'll do. So that's why none of these countries are ever going to do anything against each other outside of like cyber warfare. Because if they went to actual like real world weapons, the world is going to end, and so nobody wants to be part of that or do it. So that's why we will never get talked about. I mean, shit, they be sending U.S. Journalists over there, and Russian soldiers, like, okay, yeah, you guys can be here or whatever, because they ain't gonna do. I mean, they ain't gonna like shoot them or whatever. They ain't doing nothing. So, but yeah, man, that's why Ukraine got fucked. They have no nukes. When you have no nukes, you're just
you're
wasting.
just it's like a it's a, yeah when you have no nukes, it's like you walking to your job and you guys got your car taken from you. What your
Yeah,
dick?
you walk like you're naked, man. It's like you're naked. It's like you have no clothes. That's the
It's like
truth.
your pants. It's like your pants been. It's like your pants been pulled down and taken from you.
Yeah. Like Australia doesn't get attacked because, well, maybe they have nukes, but also, I mean, you can't. I mean, they can see who's coming for them, anyways, and they're their own country. Like, nobody cares. They're so far away from the world in their little place. Like, nobody cares. But what else would I say? Um, I know they're about to take away like Swift, which is like the ultimate payment service that Russia does. That's what the Ukrainian president said. So we'll see about that. But shouts out to all the people out there, all the people in Houston's got like 1 million people who are Ukrainian, either have some connection or something. So a lot of people in Houston and Texas are Ukrainian, and shouts to them. Hopefully things go right. But yeah, man, it's tough out here. It's tough, tough, tough.
Tough. Getting NFT scammed. We got Russia and Ukraine fight duking it out. So
If you get NFT scammed, you're a dumbass.
Lon scammed at $1.5 million worth of NFTs out of people. So
Oh, it's weird. Yeah, it's weird.
you know,
I mean, people seem to always want to spend their money into nonsense. Like, you could like what that money you spent for her nonsense. You got spent on like a Steph Curry 3 point all time 3 point record breaking NFT and kept that. You know, NFTs are meant to be like art, and so I mean, probably they've lost money by now with the way the market's going. But yeah, we'll see though.
so with that being said, this has been another episode of APF Podcast, episode 142. It is the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system, aka the coach, signing out.
It's your boy going forward. Hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. Yeah, we did on a Friday. Yeah, I'm sorry, on a Saturday. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was still fun. It was still lit. If you guys enjoyed it,
it is what it is, man. When things get in the way, you still got to deliver. It's a different day. So
yeah. So if you did like the comment, rate, and subscribe. all that stuff. I have these tiny tacos, bacon loaded ones in here. They things taste good. Them things lit. Go buy them at Jack in the Box. They're awesome. And yeah, I'm out.
Oh hell. And we out here. Ah!